got off feeling excited and nervous at the same time as it was your English test, for which you have been preparing since last 2 days. You will have to score 90 plus in this test to get a new brand phone as a reward by your father. It was around 8 o'clock and you will have to be in school till 8:50 o'clock. Grabbing your pink Barbie doll from the wardrobe, you walked hurriedly inside the bathroom. After 5 minutes, you came back and changing into a sky blue crop top with a pair of white mini shorts and a pair of sky blue glitter shoes, you set to enter your long shiny. Whiny, hurry up dear, you will be late for school. Your dad called from the base of the stairs. I'm coming dad, you yelled back, grabbing your bag and some notebooks which you can carry in your hands. Applying a pink lip tint on your lips, you headed down the stairs. You stopped for a moment to take a look at yourself in the mirror, which your mom placed on the wall of the staircase. Okay mom, I gotta go to hell, you said, reaching your room, mom in the living room. But dear, have some breakfast. You will stop if you won't eat anything, she said, looking at you. Before you say something, your dad entered the living room and handing you an apple with 2 chocolates, he caressed your hair gently. Eat this while going to school dear, and your best of luck for your test, he said with a smile. Saying thank you to your dad, you kissed his cheeks and then your mom's and left for school. Reaching to your school, you were walking by a hallway to your locker for grabbing some of your books when you noticed a group of boys staring at you. Your eyes met with a boy who was wearing a white t-shirt with a pair of blue navy jeans and had a lot of bracelets and bands in his hands. Surely they were gifted by girls who roam around him, knowing that he's a playboy and idiot who can flirt with anyone. Of course it was not Jungkook, it was Jackson, who comes to school for girls. But on the other hand, your bully Jungkook, who is considered the most handsome boy in the whole school, but he doesn't let girls run behind him like crazy. He has powerful aura and he is notorious as an ultimate bad boy of the school who loves to tease you. You are the only girl, or in other words luckiest, as Jungkook roams behind you, otherwise he just fights with other students. Well, getting into a fight, going to a party, catching and may you also add that he has serious anger issues and you witness this through your eyes many times. Though he is a bad boy, but you had never seen him with any girl. Sometimes you get scared by his looks, his intense dark black eyes make you tremble by fear. Though you secretly like him, but you don't dare to stare at him, even as you never knew when this bad boy turns into a beast. Your personalities were poles apart from each other's. He is a bad boy and you are sweetheart of high school. Everyone has miniature crush on you as you are beautiful, intelligent and innocent. You are pretty well known and always get good grades. Currently, when you were passing by a hallway, you noticed that Jackson whispered something to his stupid friends and then they left. You took a sigh in relief and then walked towards your cabin. Reaching the locker, you opened it and taking out your books, you locked it. Before you turned around, you felt someone's hand grab your waist from behind. You turned around ready to kick the person but got stunned, looking at Jackson, who gave you a smirk while pushing you to the locker. Hey sweetie, did you miss me? He said with a mischievous smile. You tried to push but couldn't as he was stronger than you. What do you want? You gasped as he held your hand more tightly. Who you think talking to me like that? He said, gritting his teeth. I'm just asking you what you want. You said, trying to push him away. Well, I want you to stay away from Jungkook. And in case if I saw you with him, baby girl, you won't be able to handle the consequences. It's not your business. Leave me or else I will call principal. When did you get the tongue, my innocent doll? He said, holding the jar to look directly into his eyes. You will have to pay for this, Jackson, you said with teary eyes while glaring at him. I won't mind to pay for you, sweetheart. Besides, it's not my fault, he said, staring at you with a smirk, and then his smirk turned into a devilish laugh. Well, let's call it a day. You go to your school class, sweetie, and study hard like a good girl. And yeah, one more thing. Don't dare to get close to Jungkook, he said, releasing his grip from your hands. You ran to the classroom while wiping off your tears. Knocking at the door, your eyes widened when you saw the teacher already delivering the lecture. Miss Yan, why so late? He asked, throwing the marker at last bench where boys were whispering to each other while laughing. I'm extremely sorry, sir. It won't happen again, you said, going down with embarrassment. Soon you looked up and saw Jungkook waving hand to you with a smirk on his lips. It's okay, come in, he said. You bowed down with respect and then walked to your desk, but as you saw Jungkook being your deskmate, sweat started coming out from your face as you remembered what Jackson said to you. You took a deep sigh and sat on the desk in front of Jungkook. He gave you a frown, as usually you sit beside him because he doesn't let you sit anywhere else. Hi Felix, if you don't mind, can I sit here? You said, putting your bag on his desk. Felix thought for a while, fixing his glasses. Trying to escape Jungkook, Livayan? He said, giving you a toothy grin, but he looked scared. What's wrong? It's not so. I'm not escaping him. You lied as you were afraid of him. You then sat down and gave him a smile. While you were listening to a lecture, someone dragged Felix to the back seat. As soon as you turned around, your jaw dropped when you saw Jungkook sitting beside you and giving you a playful smirk. Hey baby girl, wanna ignore me? He whispered near your ear. His cool milky breath gave you shivers. Oh, I thought you were absent today, you lied, looking around. Oh, maybe you didn't see, he muttered coldly and turned his face to the teacher. Suddenly a pen slipped from your hand and fell on the floor. You bent down to pick it up, but Jungkook had already picked it up for you. Jungkook extended his hand to give you a pen but got shocked when he saw a red mark on your hand. What is this? How this happened? He asked, taking your right hand in his hand, gently rubbing it. Nothing, you said, jerking off his hand, which made him flinch. Before he spoke further, a bell rang and you put your belongings in your bag and ran to the canteen as you didn't want Jungkook to talk to you. You walked out for lunch and looked back, but Jungkook was not following you from behind, which was unusual. You took a sigh, but suddenly your leg slipped and you fell. Luckily, there was no one in the hallway. You got up, brushing your dress, and left to the canteen. Reaching Canteen, you sat on the empty chair in one corner of the shop, and ordering an Americano, you started reading a book which you brought with you. All of a sudden, someone dragged the chair back that was placed in front of you and sat on it with a thud. You looked up through your book and got startled when you saw Jungkook staring at you as he was trying to study your mind. What's your problem? You asked, pretending that you were frustrated by him. Why you are ignoring me? He asked, snatching a book from your hand and placing it on his lap. Hey, you, return my book, you said loudly to him. Take it if you are that much desperate, Miss Lee Wyan, he said with a smirk. You shut your eyes in disbelief and then glared at him. What do you want? Don't you understand that I am not interested to talk to you? You said in a cold voice. You were feeling so bad, as you can feel by his facial expressions. You like him, but you didn't want to create trouble for him. You didn't want him to quarrel with those so-called boys only for you. So you thought to avoid him, but it was another difficult job. How one can avoid him? You took a deep sigh and then walked to him. I said, return my book. You said, demanding your book, which was on his lap. Take it if you can, he said, putting it between. You looked at him annoyingly and then started dragging it up, but you couldn't. Your feet slipped, making you fall on him with a bounce. You both stared into each other's eyes and soon lost into them. But suddenly a familiar voice hit your earlobe, which made your eyes fill with tears. You pushed Jungkook away and then getting up, you fixed your dress. Didn't I ask you to stay away from me? You said loudly, looking at Jackson, who was standing in front of you with arms crossed. Jungkook opened his mouth to say something, but soon his eyes fell on your teary eyes, which made him clench his hands into fists. He got up and held you by your waist in front of everyone. What happened? He asked with nose flaring. You remained quiet and tried to push him away while your eyes were teary. I asked what happened. Did someone hurt you? He asked, looking into your eyes, but this time you looked down while sobbing heavily. Jungkook held your jaw, forcing you to look directly into his eyes. His neck veins popped out when you pointed at the person behind you. He looked back and saw Jackson staring at you with a smile. Jungkook turned back, releasing your hand. If Ryan is not comfortable with you, then why you brought Rome around her like crazy? He said, gritting his teeth. Jungkook scoffed while walking to him like a hunter walks behind his prey. Meet me in the back side of the school within 5 minutes, he said, patting his shoulder. Jungkook, no, let him go. You don't need to talk to him, please, you said, concerned. Don't worry, I will come soon, he said, caressing your cheeks. Jackson, shooting you a stare, left the canteen while Jungkook walked behind him briskly. The 4th period class over while you were walking towards your locker. Reaching it, your heartbeat raced faster when you saw Jungkook standing by your locker with a playful smirk. What are you doing here? You asked, smiling at him. Waiting for you, my little princess, he said, taking a strand of your hair behind your ear. His husky voice really had some deep effects on you. As you started, his lips parted as he was about to say something, but you put your lips on him, making him startle, but he responded quickly. I love you, Cook, you confessed to him with red tint around your cheeks. I love you more, princess, he said, kissing your forehead. By the way, what did you do to that Jackson? I asked you to let him go, you said. Jackson? Who? Oh, that Jackson. He used to be, princess, he used to be, he said, and grabbed your hand before you say something. You both left for the next class, sitting on the last bench, hands in. You gave each other a warm yet loving smile. Everybody in the class got stunned when they saw you entering the class hands in hands. Soon a teacher came and started to deliver a lecture. But today you were not listening to your teacher as you were staring at Jungkook. Seeing him this much close made the butterflies have party inside your stomach. Your heart was not in your control as it was beating crazily. You stared at Jungkook and found yourself lost into his handsome and charming face. You were not able to look anywhere else when he was around you. A boy whom you had crushed on was in love with you too. Suddenly he turned around and looked back at you. Your stomach flipped over and you were freaking out inside. Oh my, he caught me staring at him. What do I do now? How he would be thinking about me? What if he thought that I am weird? You thought to yourself, looking at him with embarrassment. Jungkook smirked, staring deep into your eyes. You tried to act normal, but how you could behave normal under his intense gaze? He whispered near your ear. You felt that your whole stomach flooded by butterflies. Suddenly a bell rang, indicating that class was over. You were passing by a hallway while blushing at the thought of kissing Jungkook when someone pulled you from behind and dragged you to the empty classroom. Your heartbeat raced raced as faster as it could when Sui saw Jungkook, but suddenly he pushed you to the wall, making you flinch. My princess, Ira staring at me. But I am. He whispered near your ear. Before you say something, put his lips on you, make you startled. You blushed like maniac and quickly responded back, which made Jungkook smirk. It was just a trailer, he said in a deep voice. You couldn't understand as you frowned at him, making you understand what he actually meant by this.